Marvel Champions has 1 to 4 superheroes working together to defeat supervillains and their schemes. There are 5 heroes, 3 villains with fixed encounters, and 5 modular encounters. There's also an expert mode. I'm showing a modified version of the tutorial. Choose a hero. Place the identity card to the side with the alter ego face up. Set your dial's hit points. Put the obligation and nemesis sets to the side. Use the back of the Learn to Play book to build your heroes' decks. Start with these, but experiment once you're familiar with the game. Black Panther, Captain Marvel, Iron Man, She-Hulk, and Spider-Man have an identity card that shows their alter ego's action. Peter Parker generates resources, for example, and a recovery number. In alter ego form, rotate your card sideways to heal that much damage. On your turn, you may flip your identity card to the other side. The hero side has an action plus 3 numbers: thwart, attack, and defense. Your decks have your hero's unique cards, a number of basic cards, and cards from an aspect deck: aggression, justice, leadership, and protection. Stack the numbered Rhino cards and adjusted hit point dial where everyone can see them. Claw and Ultron also come in the game. After defeating a villain, they come back stronger until you defeat their final phase. Villains have a scheme that explains what they're up to and a losing condition. Heroes must thwart, meaning remove threat tokens, to stop the scheme. Additional schemes come out as you play. The enemy encounter deck also has those hero obligations and nemesis that were set aside earlier, plus fixed and modular card sets. That first player token is pretty cool, eh? Damage is a circle token, threat is a triangle, and acceleration, which come out at certain times, is a pentagon. The green tokens are generic and used on occasion, usually to represent resources. These cards show statuses. Stunned cancels an attack, Confused stops a scheme or thwart, and Tough absorbs a hit. Gameplay is broken into phases. On a player's turn, they may switch form, play ally, support or upgrade cards, recover or thwart/attack depending on what form they're in, activate a card's action, or ask an ally to activate an action. At the end of this phase, players may discard unwanted cards. Whether they do or don't, draw to maximum hand size, then ready all cards. Begin the villain phase. Place threat on the main scheme. Now, in player order, the villain and minions activate. No matter the player's form, they receive a face-down boost card to add to the villain's base action. If an alter ego form, the villain schemes by adding 1 threat for each propeller-like boost icon. If there's a star, check and resolve the star ability on the card. After resolving, discard. If in hero form, you may defend. If you defend, exhaust your identity card to block that much damage. Flip the boost card. The villain does 1 damage for each boost icon. Resolve any star abilities. After the villain, the minions now activate, scheming or attacking depending on your hero form. Finally, deal encounter cards. Encounter cards might add side schemes or minions, attach to enemies, or be the hero's treachery or obligation cards. Afterwards, pass the first player marker. Repeat until one side wins. Play and activate cards at the right time, manage schemes and minions, and beat the villain before they beat you. That's Marvel Champions. Marvel Champions' player areas grow as you play, and the villains, especially Ultron, can take up a lot of space. Solo players might be able to play in coffee tables, but otherwise stick to dining tables. If you keep the tokens bagged and the decks organized and readied, setup and takedown is still not especially quick, but it's a lot better than if you just put things back randomly. Expect to spend around 10 minutes doing things aside from playing the game, and close to 2 hours total. There's a lot of reading, and some kids might not understand all the words and symbols. Math is grade 2 or 3. Experienced 9-year-old gamers could give it a shot. In our 4th game of Marvel Champions, we tested our skills against the almighty Ultron. I was Spider-Man, Dad was Black Panther, and Mom was Iron Man. Ultron's drones kept taking my best cards out of my deck, so I started off slowly. I didn't even get an ally or support out until 2/3 through the game. Despite this, we managed to get through Ultron's first stage without too much difficulty. His second stage pummeled us right out of the gate. Mom was near death, but me and Dad's luck turned around. We managed to get some great cards to unleash powerful attacks a few turns in a row. Ultron was down, but not out. 4 side schemes came out in 1 turn. Mom got 7 drones, Dad had 4, and I had 2. Many of these had the tough status. We decided to just focus all of our damage on Ultron and hope that our card draws allowed us to keep piling it on. We won. Barely. 5 heroes, 3 villains, 3 encounters, and 2 levels of difficulty, there is a lot of variety and modular gameplay. I love Black Panther. Wakanda Forever activates the upgrades you have out, but the order changes the actual effects. Spider-Man is an excellent support character and can web up enemies, backflip out of danger, and deal a bit of damage too. She-Hulk is incredibly powerful, as you would expect. 1 card is the biggest possible attack in the game. Captain Marvel is balanced and has powerful upgrades. Iron Man stinks at first, but when you get all 7 pieces of his armor, look out. He's the most tied to luck, which can be frustrating. There are going to be epic moments like what I touched on in Storytime, where you're often just staring out the window on other players' turns. You can't really plan on your turn because what your teammate does can change the game state. Turns aren't usually long, but unlike many of our favorite co-ops, you don't feel like you're working together very much, so you're just sitting there. That brings me to another frustrating thing. The enemy turns drag. Draw their cards. Oh, draw another? Okay, now lose this. Now discard that. Oh, draw another enemy card? Sure. Oh, I'm stunned. Okay. It doesn't feel like a back and forth fight at all. You do a bunch of things, and they do a bunch of things, repeat until one side wins. You could play this game 10 times and be like, I'm discarding this for the blue squiggle. Or be like, oh right, when revealed doesn't always mean when revealed. It's not a smooth experience, mostly because there are some really odd decisions. On the other hand, look at Aeon Zen. It's a masterpiece. If Aeon Zen used the Marvel license, Marvel Champions is fine, but it's far from great. I honestly believe that the Marvel name, more than the game itself, is why people love it. If you want a tense co-op, Aeon's End is much better. There are better living card games from Fantasy Flight Games as well. If you're certain that this is the game for you, there are expansion packs that add heroes such as Miss Marvel, villains such as Green Goblin, and even a campaign. Maybe those turn this into the game I want it to be, but I don't care enough to find out.